Hey guys, what's going on? Coming at you for the Friday morning video. Today I wanted to talk about one of the stocks I've been buying recently the past 9 months. If you guys have watched my previous videos, I've talked about this stock and some crazy things happened after hours basically in trading with this stock. There's some crazy stuff going on at a bunch of small caps where I'll get into that later in this video, but let's just focus on Affirm at the beginning of the video. So this is a stock I own, ticker is Afrm. I love this play. It's not profitable right now. It does have high growth. It's viewed more as like a risky play kind of in the current market we're in to what we potentially could go in. But you know, as a long-term investor, I'm really not too worried about it long-term. So like I think in the next 3 to 5 year vision, no matter what happens the next month to even year, they'll get through it. They'll find a way to get through this rough time, and when things start swinging the other way, they're going to see massive benefits. That's just my opinion. That's why I want to kind of get in it now as a long-term investor. Like if there's more pain, I'll continue to buy. However, what just happened, I might already be done buying the stock for a while. So after hours, it had a 64.66% gain after hours. They did report earnings yesterday. So I mean, this is not even really like a small, it is a smaller company, but it's not really like a small cap, what's a big stock? Like a Corsair Gaming, right? Let's see what this is. It's a it's a $1.3 billion market cap, Corsair Gaming, right? So that's a small company, right? Affirm is a $1.5 billion company. So basically, Corsair is considered a small cap. I mean, it's 5 times smaller than what Affirm is. So just to put in perspective, a $5 billion company in after-hours trading just ran 64.66% off the bottoms it just had today. Like, just think about that. Now, what if the amount of inflows went in a $1 billion company? Well, it'd be that times 5. It'd be like well over 150% gain. Just to put in perspective, it probably wouldn't work like that because it's a smaller company and less people probably go in on it, but it just shows you when this market's ready to flip, it can flip so fast, it's going to catch you by surprise, and you're not even going to hit what hit you. Like, now what do? It ran 64% open today. What are you going to do? You're going to buy and pass up on 64% gain from lows? Like, maybe. I mean, it's still a great evaluation, but like, that's why I kind of do the catching, falling knife style and just hedge my income appropriately to take advantage of good deals. So that's exactly what I've been doing. And things like this, sure, we could lose it all today, we could lose it all next week, but it just shows you that there's a chance things like this can happen, which gives you kind of hope. So they did beat in EPS. They came in at 0.54% versus 0.54 versus 0.19. So they smashed analysts' EPS, which is great. That means people are still using the platform, people are still buying, there's more users using it, which is great. Revenue, analysts thought it was going to come in at 352 mil. They came in at 355 mil, so they beat by $3 million in a quarter. That's great. So it was a double beat. This right here is great news in this market, but we've been seeing Q1 earnings, like people have been hardly missing, beating a little beat, but they're not going like this. So it kind of just shows you where the market's at right now. My thoughts on basically what's going on is we see the FANG stocks, particular Apple, the second largest, market cap in the world. We see Microsoft, which is like a top 5 probably or whatever. Google, all the FANG stocks are pulling down. So that's where everyone was hiding all their money and basically throughout the winter, people were hiding in those large cap stocks. That was like a flight to safety for them. But now they're selling off. It's ruining the indexes. They're dropping like crazy. People are leaving them. So if you have 8% inflation, that's not great to keep cash. If you think real estate's gonna pop and you're gonna lose value shifting it to real estate, why would you buy real estate right now if you don't have to? You wouldn't, right? Because you're going to lose value, interests are going to go up, and there's going to be a lot more supply and demand eventually, and then it will flip again eventually down the road. So you wouldn't do that right now. So where else are you going to park your money? Like a treasury bond? Okay, maybe. Or maybe you see these mid and small caps with great they're great companies with good fundamentals. They actually have business models, and they're down, 100 to 300% from all-time highs. Like, it kind of just makes sense to put at least a little bit of your money in some of these stocks. So I think we're starting to see that now. That's just my opinion. And that's why I kind of want to be ahead of Wall Street, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I preach, and that's what I've been doing. If you guys have watched my videos, you've been seeing this firsthand. So I did not buy this stock yesterday because my position was pretty well built. I was buying in the low 20s, high teens. So, here we are now, and I think it's at $24 or $25 and after, which is crazy. So we'll see what happens today. However, what I did buy, I was going to make a separate video, but then Affirm just popped off and I had to make a video about it. I did buy PayPal yesterday at open when we had that pain. I bought PayPal at $73.75. This is turning into a top 4 position of mine. I love PayPal for the long term. They'll get through it. They might see a little bit of pain if the consumer slows down in spending. That's fine. I bought about 10% of my PayPal shares. After hours, when I made this video, it was $75.60. So I bought at a lower point than where it's at now. Right before, which is interesting, and I still gotta I didn't dive too much in after I heard this after hours yesterday. Jerome Powell did speak, and he said that basically we probably won't have a soft landing, and it's going to be very difficult. We're going to go through inflation, and we're going to have to rate hike aggressively. He's going to stick with the half-point base rate hikes in June and July. He said that in his last Fed meeting. We know that's coming. He's sticking the course. He's usually pretty transparent with that, so I believe him unless something crazy happens. And he's basically kind of letting the air out of the balloon, being like, listen, this might be tough. And look at small mid caps after he said it. You would think the market would be totally red, be like, oh my God, we're done. This is even more worse news, but something is happening here. Maybe we already knew that was going to happen. And now that the Fed kind of said it, we're like, okay, at least they're being honest with us now. At least they're not, putting up some smoke to make it sound like it's not as bad as what it is. That's my guess. Sometimes the market's very unpredictable, which is why you just buy it. If the valuations are good and you like the company's fundamentals for the long term, you buy the stock. You buy it. You don't really get caught up on what the Fed says. You don't really get caught up on if we're going to be in a recession, if we're not going to be in a recession. You work on your cash flow. You buy stocks you like. And if the valuations are good, they'll reward you in the future. That's my opinion. So that's kind of what I do. The Dow finished yesterday, closed 0.3% down. S&P finished down to 0.12%. NASDAQ finished up hardly, 0.05%. My portfolio after hours when I shot this video, so I don't really know what it was at close. I think it was up 1.3%. But when I shot this video, it was up 4.34%. So that is a massive, massive beat. These guys finished red. This one hardly finished green. I'm up 4%. So crazy part is in the past month, this recoups maybe, man, it's so marginal what I lost. So maybe 5% of my portfolio, it gave back, maybe 6. So there's still a lot more to come back. So there's still a lot of good deals in the market. And listen, we could lose all these gains tomorrow or half tomorrow or whatever, but just gives you kind of hope that we're going the right way. And the back half of the year actually might be surprisingly good, even if we do go into a recession. So just keep that in mind. That's kind of my thoughts. If you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to get 800 subs by the end of this month. Till tomorrow, peace.